Colin Kaepernick is still doing plenty of good outside of the NFL. And we got some video of him doing just such thing at Rikers Island. He teamed up with an organization called 100 Suits for 100 Men. And he made a large donation to the group. And they actually clothe people who are in prison and who need to go into court and they don't have proper clothing.
And guys who have gotten out of prison.
And
because,
gotten out of prison, yeah.
You know, when you get out, you don't have the clothes, you've been away for a while. It cuts down on recidivism if you can look professional when you go out to these job interviews and things.
So Colin teamed up with them and they went to visit Rikers Island yesterday, made a visit there. And there's some reports about what went on between Colin and the corrections officers inside the prison, but we wanted to find out exactly how the visit went exactly. So we're going to talk to a guy who was there. Kevin Livingston, who founded 100 Suits for 100 Men, was there. You saw him in the video. He's with Colin, and he's joining us right now. Kevin, thanks for being with us on TMZ Live. How you doing, man?
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So tell us, how was the visit to Rikers with Colin? The report that I read said something that some of the officers there were very unhappy with Colin because of his stance on police brutality and of course, starting the kneeling protest during NFL games. What was the reaction?
Let me just tell you this here. It was an incredible message of hope. When we went, I mean, the narrative that was painted by everybody else was not the narrative that went on inside of the facility. You know, we want to thank all the partners from the Department of Correction, but I got to tell you, Colin went there and spoke to my guys, spoke life into my guys who I've seen walk in one way but left another by having this encounter with Colin. And I don't want to get into specifics of what they were talking about because I want to keep it respectful because it's a really intimate setting. But he really sat down there and spoke to these brothers, spoke to everybody. You know, everybody was excited, staff included, when Colin came. You know, and so, you know, it's kind of hurtful for us to do something like this and to see the negative aspect come out. But I can tell you this right now, it's like a Chinese proverb, you fall down 7, we stand up 8, because we're right back out here the next day doing the same thing for our young people, you know. And we want to thank Colin Kaepernick for coming, taking time out and being a man of his word.
So Colin donated $33,000 to the organization, but more than that, I'm sure you would say, like, I think maybe even more valuable is him showing up and going for these visits like this. And when you can actually publicize this, it really helps the organization, helps the people that you are trying to help who are in prison or just getting out of prison.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. You know, before all the glitz and glamour, you know, we've been on the front lines in South Jamaica, Queens for 7 years, you know. But I tell people like this all the time. You know, we were honored to have Colin believe in the vision, but more importantly, to have the partnership and the resources where we can continuously grow. We're not only inside of Rikers Island, but we're also in the mediums of where they come out. This is what we're all about, you know, and I just thank God for Colin taking a stance for us.
So, Kevin, everybody has an opinion on Colin Kaepernick. What do you feel like? You've been around him all the time. What's the biggest misconception about Colin Kaepernick to you?
He's the most humble gentleman you ever meet in your life. Very knowledgeable, very, very smart, very passionate.
Well, Kevin, I'm glad that you were able to join us and give us firsthand account of what actually happened in there. Appreciate your time, man. Thanks so much.
Keep working, bro.
Good luck with the organization going forward.